What's up, y'all? Repping the old dirty look. I just woke up, but welcome to another episode of Show After Row, where I tell you guys specifically what happened after I was at a reality of wrestling show. Obviously, cameraman duties. I'm doing that all over again, talking, like interacting with the wrestlers, recording the wrestlers, doing cameraman stuff, trying to not get kicked in the face. That does happen. There was a lot of matches that had more than two competitors, so when that happens, I'm in what I call the splash zone because there's very limited. Okay, so there's very limited dive room in like this wrestling show because the wrestling fans are actually relatively close to the ring, so except for the entranceway. So if you wanted to do like a dive to the outside, you would have to do it on the entranceway. Um, so the entranceway is where I am. So it's like if anybody ever wants to do anything crazy on the outside of the ring, has to be through the area that I just happen to be conveniently standing in, which makes it very easy for me to get hit. I think I mentioned this. I think I lamented about this multiple times before. In any case, though, you know, obviously posted up in my community tab post YouTube thing as a picture. I have a picture with Ricky Saints, and I wanted to like. Here's the thing: Ricky Saints just happened to be at the show. He's a cool guy. He's a really cool dude. Well, at least he was, but until I told him I was from Baton Rouge because he's from New Orleans. We're both from Louisiana, and I wanted to let him know, hey man, I appreciate what you're doing for Louisiana. You're like one of the few wrestlers that actually win gold in WWE, and I respect that. I really appreciate that. From the bottom. And he's like, yeah, man, I love our hometown. I love what we do. And he said, yeah, man, because I'm from New Orleans. And where are you from? I said Baton Rouge, and he goes, ooh. And it was this whole thing, man. It's like we were trying to talk. He was asking me. He basically said something like, "New Orleans has better food than Baton Rouge." I disagree. New Orleans food is overhyped. It's not bad, but it's overhyped. There's so much like Baton Rouge, Louisiana is a mixture of big city and small town. So it's like we have a very, very, very various palate in any case. But the sad part is, well, we were arguing about that. And the problem is that like I eat local. So I used to eat local when I was in Baton Rouge. I haven't been to Baton Rouge I haven't really like been to Baton Rouge in a while, and all the places I ate at got closed down. So he was asking me, name some places in Baton Rouge where you go to go eat. And the first place that went to my mind is Uncle Lee's because that's where I used to always go. But there was Uncle Lee's, there's Jim and Lou's, there's multiple gas stations where you can go to like get like gas station food is surprisingly really good food. A lot of people, it sounds weird to say that, but yeah, gas station food is really good food. Corner store food is really good food, and but a lot of these places they get a lot of these places they kind of get closed down, because they're local and local places don't really make enough money to stick around. Plus, there'd be a lot of like local issues that happens, like political stuff that goes on and things of that nature. But the fact of the matter is, Baton Rouge does have some good food, and I just I couldn't think of anything because he kind of put me on the spot. So there might be a video of me arguing about food from Louisiana with Ricky Saints, and it's gonna probably make me look like the biggest loser on the planet. But shout out to RC for still taking the picture anyway. Well, shout out to RJ. I keep on calling him. I want to call him RC so bad, but it's RJ. In any case, though, but outside of that, we got a chance to, sort of squash the beef, essentially. And my little cousin wanted me to know if he was single. So because I love my little cousin, I actually asked him if he was single, and I'm asking on behalf of my little cousin. She's like a big fan of yours. She saw the picture, had to ask, and I'm pretty sure that he probably thinks I was hitting on him, and I hate myself for that because no, I understand how awkward it looks, but I'm not interested in men, you know. Well, it's like like women are hotter, way hotter. In any case, though, but yeah, that was kind of like but that was kind of like that was the highlight of the day, so to speak. After the show, though, I kind of got a little. After the show, I got a little depressed because I throughout the day before the show started, I was actually showing some of the wrestlers my old backyard and stuff from like 2006, 2007, 2008, and it's like it's pretty obvious, hey, It's pretty obvious, when are you going to get in the ring? And it's like, once I get done training. And the problem is that, like, getting done training is starting to feel less and less, not less and less like a reality, but it's starting to get more and more challenging because money is tight. And, but, so it's ultimately just a game of, it's just a game of just like trying to keep my head above water and do the things that I want to do. So, but I am glad that I do get a chance to just sort of like go to the show, and I'm part of the camera crew now, so it's like, if I can't, like, if I can't wrestle, I can at least, if I can't wrestle or train, I can at least be a camera person. That way I can at least go there for the show. I don't want to be the guy who you always see over there and you're always asking, what do you actually do here? And so I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be a bar fly at a place that's not a bar. You know what I'm saying? So, but it did kind of bum me out because I'm watching this wrestling show and I'm watching these wrestlers do what they do, and I'm remembering that it's like me. I can still do some of the stuff that I could do back then. Like, it's not impossible for me to do it. I just haven't done it in a while, so I need to practice. But so I kind of had to. I left the show early. Plus, my tooth was acting up, as it's trying to do again, and I'm really kind of bummed out because now I still got to go to the dentist. I still got to go get looked at. I still got to get everything taken care of. But I'm stressed out. I'm stressed out already, and I also didn't get my dang taxes yet. I don't understand why. With that being said, though, there was a lot that went. There was, like we're at the home stretch of this year, and I won't lie to y'all. I don't feel good about this year. This year was definitely a year of ups and downs for me. Well, downs and ups, so to speak. I got myself a new job, but that's only because I got fired from my old one. I got, I'm still a part of Reality of Wrestling, but I'm just a camera guy now. And even then, some of the wrestlers, like, even then, for some of the wrestlers who don't think that I'm annoying, I'm starting to find out that people do think that I'm starting to come to grips with the fact that people just think that I'm a little annoying and kind of want me out of the way. And me having a personality that I have, I take that very personally. And but like it started, but it's like I definitely realize now I do tend to overstep my boundaries. I do tend to annoy people from time to time. So it's like now, I mean, this year was definitely a chance for me to reflect on feelings that I think I've already had, before. I've already had before, but now it's like physically confirmed now. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm definitely dedicating the rest of I'm definitely dedicating the rest of the time to just sort of like just staying out of the way. Like letting people come to me. Cause it does happen, just very rarely, but it does happen. So there's that. I do want to I do intend on trying my best to just. It's like like I said, looking back at this year, it's just like it was just one rough ride after another. It's just one really tough situation after another. But I'm starting to see the nation heal, and that makes me feel better. You know what I'm saying? Like talking about politics and things of that nature. And at some point, I'm going to there's so much that I actually do want to talk about when it comes to wrestling now. So I do want to do like the podcast episodes, so to speak, but it does feel like I'm going to probably do that a little as a segment on its own again. I want to get my roommate in on it too, because he's a wrestling fan and he actually brings up some good points as well, but I don't want to say camera shy, but yeah, it's a work in progress. But it's just like looking back at this year was unsettling, but I survived it, so that's something. And I do, I should keep myself grounded a little bit. There were some good things that did happen. I got a chance to see my mom, talk to a friend of mine, and maintain some decent relationships with people that I care about. Because for me, I'm all about just trying to be friends with people. I'm also getting the hang of certain things and trying to learn things again. I am trying to get back into the hang of eating healthier and working out and things of that nature. I know I look a little chubby right now, but that's just got finished eating. You know what I'm saying? Louisiana, but I am it does feel good. I got hugged by Tyra May Steele, and I can still use my lungs because that girl's strong. But like now I'm starting to just sort of see specifically that there are things in professional wrestling that I'm starting to just like. This year for professional wrestling was a crazy one, and looking back, it's just like I definitely kind of should have covered a little bit more and talked about a little bit more when it came to wrestling, but I don't want to be a wrestling commentator on the side. I want to talk about my personal experience with wrestling. You see what I'm saying? I want to talk about me. But it does feel like I should kind of throw in my 2 cents more into what's going on in professional wrestling because it's a lot. It's a lot. So I probably might do something like that down the line. I'm not sure yet. In any case, though, I'm getting off subject. The show was good. The wrestlers were good. Ricky Saints is always, it's always a pleasure to meet somebody who's in the big leagues. Ice Williams, Ricky Saints, and the like, and just kind of be able to just be able to chop it up with them. But yeah. So be on the lookout for the next show, and you might even get to see this pretty face on it. In the meantime, though, that's it. I got to bounce. Love and peace to every single one of y'all out there, and see y'all in the ring.